Good morning, early birds and snooze button warriors. Let me guess, you woke up today, scrolled through Instagram, and saw yet another CEO talking about their flawless 5 a.m. morning routine. Ice baths, journaling, yoga on a mountain, green smoothies blessed by Tibetan monks, and you thoughting, damn, I really need to get my life together. But hold on. Do these so-called success habits actually work? Or are they just a multi-billion-dollar industry feeding off our collective guilt? Today we're breaking it all down. Which habits actually make you more productive? And which ones are just expensive self-help fluff? Get ready, because some of this is going to surprise you. So where did this obsession with the perfect morning routine even start? Well, for centuries, successful people have had morning rituals. Ben Franklin famously planned his entire day before breakfast, and Marcus Aurelius started his morning's journaling. Probably something like, reminder, be less of a Roman emperor, more of a Stoic philosopher. But the real morning routine craze kicked off with self-help books and social media. One of the biggest game changers was The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, which turned waking up early into a personality trait. Then, productivity gurus, biohackers, and influencers took over. And suddenly, if you weren't waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate, run a marathon, and drink bulletproof coffee, you were failing at life. But let's get real. Does waking up early and chanting affirmations actually guarantee success? Or does it just make you really good at being awake? Let's look at what science says. The first thing that actually works? Getting enough sleep. I know. Not exactly a groundbreaking hack, but hear me out. A 2019 study from Harvard Medical School found that sleep deprivation significantly reduces cognitive function, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Meanwhile, a study in Sweden in 2020 discovered that people who consistently sleep 7 to 9 hours perform better on problem-solving tasks than those who sacrifice sleep to grind. So before you set that 4 a.m. alarm, ask yourself, am I optimizing my life or just torturing myself? Now, let's talk about coffee. The good news is your morning cup of caffeine isn't bad for you. A 2021 study from the University of California found that moderate coffee consumption, 1 or 2 cups, can boost focus and alertness. The bad news? Overloading on caffeine, looking at you, triple espresso drinkers, spikes cortisol and leads to energy crashes later. So if your morning routine involves 6 cups of coffee and a mild panic attack, it might be time to cut back. Journaling is another habit that actually works, but let's keep it simple. You don't need a leather-bound notebook and 45 minutes of self-reflection. A study from Cambridge University in 2018 found that spending just 5 to 10 minutes writing about your thoughts and goals can improve mental clarity and emotional resilience. The key? Keep it short and honest. No need to write, "Dear Diary, today I will manifest my billionaire lifestyle." Just jot down what's on your mind and move on. Moving your body in the morning is another great habit. And no, you don't need to run a marathon. A research team in Germany found that light morning exercise, like a 10-minute walk or stretching, boosts endorphins, improves blood circulation, and helps wake your brain up. So forget the 5 a.m. hardcore gym session. Just get your body moving a little. Now, let's talk about breakfast. It's not mandatory, but if you do eat, make it count. A study from Australia's CSIRO in 2022 found that people who start their day with a high-protein meal, eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, have better focus and sustained energy than those who eat sugary cereals or pastries. So next time, Swap the croissant for something that won't crash your brain by 10 a.m. And while we're on the topic of fueling your body properly in the morning, let's talk about hydration. Drinking water first thing in the morning helps wake up your body, jumpstarts your metabolism, and improves cognitive function. A study from Japan in 2021 found that drinking a glass of water upon waking up can enhance concentration and overall energy levels throughout the day. Plus, it combats the dehydration that happens naturally overnight, which is a key factor in morning sluggishness. So before you reach for that coffee, consider starting your day with a refreshing glass of water. Okay, let's bust a few morning routine myths. Waking up at 5 a.m.? Unless you're naturally an early riser, this isn't a magic key to success. A 2019 study from the University of Westminster found that waking up too early can actually increase stress and anxiety levels due to elevated cortisol. Instead of forcing yourself into an unnatural schedule, the real key is consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day is far more beneficial than just waking up early for the sake of it. And what about the idea that simply reading every morning will transform your life? It sounds great in theory. Fill your brain with wisdom, and success will follow. But the reality is a bit more complicated. A 2020 study from the University of Toronto found that while regular reading can improve cognitive function and expand knowledge, passive consumption of information doesn't automatically translate into action or success. In other words, reading alone won't change your life. What you do with that knowledge is what matters. Many people read self-help books daily, yet never apply what they learn. The key is not just to read, but to actively engage with the material. Take notes, reflect, and most importantly, implement the ideas in real life. Without action, even the best advice remains just words on a page. So yes, reading in the morning can be beneficial, but it's not a magical success formula. If you want real change, focus less on accumulating knowledge and more on using it. Then, there's the cold shower hype. Yes, cold showers can wake you up, improve circulation, and even boost your mood. Research from Finland in 2018 found that exposure to cold water increases alertness and releases endorphins, making you feel more energized. But let's be real. If you pulled an all-nighter, no amount of icy water is going to magically restore your cognitive function or make up for lost sleep. So, if you enjoy freezing your way into the day, go for it. But don't expect it to be a substitute for getting enough rest. And let's talk about another big myth. Affirmations and visualization will magically attract success into your life. You've probably heard people say, just picture yourself driving that luxury car. Say it out loud every morning and soon it will be yours. Sounds easy, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not how reality works. Research from Ohio State University suggests that while positive self-affirmations can provide a short-term boost in confidence, their effectiveness in driving long-term success is questionable. A study on self-affirmation interventions found that while affirmations can help reduce defensiveness and increase openness to feedback, they do not automatically lead to increased productivity or goal achievement. In fact, for some people, repeating unrealistic affirmations can create a psychological gap between their current reality and desired future, leading to frustration rather than motivation. Success doesn't come from just thinking about it. It comes from doing something about it. The same goes for visualization. Yes, visualizing goals can help clarify your direction, but it's not a magic spell that makes things happen on its own. A study from the University of California in 2018 showed that while imagining yourself achieving a goal can boost motivation, it works best when combined with planning and active effort. Simply picturing yourself winning doesn't help much. What works is visualizing the steps you need to take and then actually executing them. So, instead of standing in front of the mirror reciting, "I am a millionaire" 50 times a day, spend that time taking real, tangible steps toward your goals. Success is built on effort, not just wishful thinking. At the end of the day, success isn't about waking up early or following a rigid, Instagram-worthy morning routine. It's about waking up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle your goals. Whether you're an early bird or a night owl, the best morning routine is the one that genuinely supports your energy, focus, and overall well-being. So now that we know what doesn't necessarily make a morning routine effective, let's take a look at how some of the most successful people actually start their day. We hear about their habits all the time: waking up before the sun, drinking strange detox concoctions, or following hyper-disciplined schedules. But let's strip away the hype and see what's real. Instead of blindly adopting a routine just because a billionaire does it, let's analyze whether these habits genuinely contribute to success, or if they're just quirks of personal preference. And once we do that, we can figure out how to craft a morning routine that actually works for you. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, is famous for waking up at 4 a.m. Why? Because that's when he reads emails. Yep, hundreds of emails. The man starts his day drowning in the inbox abyss before heading to the gym at 5 a.m. Then, it's straight to work. If you wake up at 4 a.m. and spend the first hour of your day answering emails, will your life transform? Probably not. Tim Cook runs Apple. You, on the other hand, might just end up tired and annoyed by sunrise. If early mornings work for you, great. If they don't, forcing yourself into a 4 a.m. wake-up call won't make you a billionaire overnight. Elon Musk is known for his brutal schedule. He reportedly works 80 to 100 hours a week and sleeps only about 6 hours a night. He doesn't meditate, doesn't journal, and his morning routine is essentially wake up, shower, answer emails, go to war with physics and Twitter. Can you function on 6 hours of sleep while juggling multiple companies and launching rockets? Maybe. Should you? Probably not. Studies consistently show that sleep deprivation leads to poor decision-making and burnout. You don't need to copy Musk's brutal schedule. Get your sleep. You'll make better decisions when you're not running on fumes. Oprah Winfrey, on the other hand, takes a very different approach. She starts her day with meditation, some exercise, and a healthy breakfast before diving into work. Unlike Musk and Cook, Oprah prioritizes balance. This sounds amazing, but do you need to meditate every morning to be successful? No. Some people find meditation life-changing, while others just get bored and think about their grocery list. The key takeaway? Find what genuinely helps you stay focused. Don't blindly copy habits just because a successful person does them. If meditation works for you, go for it. If not, don't force it. And then there's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a man who wakes up at 4 a.m. to hit the gym before the rest of the world even snoozes their alarm. He believes morning workouts give him a mental and physical edge. Working out early is great if it fits your lifestyle, but if dragging yourself to the gym at dawn turns you into a zombie, maybe it's not for you. The key is consistency, not the time on the clock. Exercise is good, but it doesn't have to be at 4 a.m. Find a time that keeps you consistent and energized. Now that we've debunked some myths, let's talk about how to build a morning routine that actually works. The first step? Wake up at a time that makes sense for you. Forget the idea that 4 a.m. is some magical hour that guarantees success. The real key is getting enough rest. If you function best waking up at 7 a.m., do that. Sleep is non-negotiable. Next, get your body moving, but in a way that feels natural to you. Morning movement is fantastic, but you don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights before breakfast. A short walk, some stretching, or even a few jumping jacks can do the trick. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. Hydration is another game changer. Before coffee, before breakfast, start with water. Your body dehydrates overnight, and replenishing it first thing in the morning helps wake you up and kickstarts digestion. If you struggle with this habit, leave a glass of water next to your bed as a reminder. And let's talk about food. If you're a breakfast person, choose something that fuels your energy levels. Think protein, fiber, and healthy fats instead of sugar-packed cereals. But if you're not hungry in the morning, don't force it. The key is tuning into your own needs. The most important thing? Keep it simple. You don't need a 2-hour routine filled with ice baths, journaling, and 20-minute visualization exercises, unless those things genuinely help you. If something makes you feel focused and ready for the day, keep it. If it feels like a chore, drop it. The best routine is one that fits into your lifestyle, not one that's built for social media aesthetics. Above all, aim for sustainability, not perfection. Some mornings will be chaotic, and that's completely fine. Life doesn't always go as planned, and a rigid morning routine can quickly turn into another stressor rather than a tool for success. Instead of striving for a perfect routine, focus on creating one that adapts to your needs and priorities. The best approach is to establish core habits that serve you well, but remain flexible enough to fit into any schedule. Maybe some days you have time for a full workout, while others you can only manage a quick stretch. Perhaps you usually enjoy a nutritious breakfast, but on busier mornings, a simple smoothie does the trick. The key is to build a framework that prioritizes your well-being without making you feel guilty if things don't always go according to plan. Your morning routine should be a support system, not a punishment. If a particular habit adds value to your life, keep it. If something feels forced or unnecessary, let it go. The most effective routines evolve over time, shaped by your experiences and what genuinely makes you feel productive and energized. Embrace a system that serves you, rather than forcing yourself to serve the system. So, what's in your morning routine? Drop a comment below and share what actually works for you. Whether it's a cup of coffee in peace, a 10-minute stretch, or just hitting snooze one less time. Let's start a conversation and build a morning routine that works for real life, not just Instagram. And here's a fun challenge. Try tweaking just one part of your morning routine this week. Maybe wake up 15 minutes earlier, swap scrolling for stretching, or start your day with a glass of water. Then come back and let us know how it went. Did it make a difference? Did you feel more energized? Or did you realize that change for the sake of change isn't always worth it? Let's figure this out together. If this helped you dodge another morning routine scam, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.